why it is required to know about our existence and this whole world and everything. So, many of you might be knowing also this story. Still, I'll just tell that once there was a scientist, one very big scientist from suppose from NASA. There was a very big scientist from NASA, and he had come to some small village to meet his relatives, parents, वगैरह. And he had to cross one river. There was a river through which he had to cross, and there was a boatman. So what happened? He just paid to that boatman, and he got onto that boat. While they were crossing, the boatman saw this scientist. He was busy with his smartphone. So this boatman, actually, one more thing, that this village was in a very remote place. It was not very much connected to the all the other parts of the world. So that's why for this boatman, this uh, smartphone, it was a new thing kind of. So the boatman asked that, what are you doing with this that small thing? So this scientist said that you don't know what it is. It is iPhone. You don't know what is iPhone. You know Apple. What is Apple? So this boatman said, yes, I know Apple. I am very fond of it. I eat it a lot. So he said, no, no, not that kind of Apple. वो वाला Apple नहीं. Apple is a very big company. You don't know about that. So that boatman said, no, I don't know about any company or any iPhone वगैरह. So then scientist said, क्या तेरी जिंदगी का कुछ मतलब नहीं है, तेरे को आईफोन नहीं पता, what is the use of your life? Your 20% of your life is waste. You don't know about iPhone. So then boatman said, कि, okay, like who will argue with the scientist? So then he didn't say anything. After some time, like they were getting bored, so he again just asked that, can you just let me know what you are doing in that iPhone? So then the scientist said that I am posting some photos on on my Instagram account. So this boatman said, Instagram, what is Instagram? So he said, you don't know Instagram also. What is the use of your life? Your 50% life is waste. That way he said. Then after that, then he said, he just asked that, what do you do actually? Where do you work? That boatman asked to the scientist. So that scientist said that I work in NASA. I am researching in this general theory of relativity. I'm doing a research there. Very, very proudly said. So the boatman said, oh, very nice. He was like a bit hesitant now to show that he doesn't know even NASA also. So he didn't say anything. But scientists came to know that he doesn't know. So he said, you must not be knowing NASA also. So boatman said, yeah, I don't know what is NASA. So then the scientist said that leave it. Anyways, your 75% life is waste. You don't know even NASA. What is the use of your life? So then boatman decided that now I will not speak only with him. After few minutes, what happened? There were very big waves, and there was some problem with the boat. So the boat started shaking a bit. It became quite unstable. So then this boatman, he was very cool. He just said, ki, okay, now there is some problem with the like boat. So what we'll do, we will just jump off in the water, and we will swim the way, like swim to the bank of the river. So then the scientist became very disturbed. He said, swim, like you are telling me to get out of the get up from this boat? So the boatman said, yeah, we can just swim. It's not very far. The bank is not very far. So scientist was hesitating, and then he very in a very low voice he said that actually I don't know swimming. So the boatman said, you don't know swimming also? Then the scientist said, yeah, I don't know actually swimming. So he started laughing. That boatman started laughing. That, ha ha ha, you don't know even swimming. Your 100% life is waste. He said like that, and then he jumped off the boat, and then he swam across the river, remaining part. So this was the story. So now I'd like to request all of you that You can tell me what lesson you can derive from this story. Of course, one lesson will be that we should know swimming, that is there. But apart from that, any other lesson which we can derive from this story? Please, I'm requesting you to kindly be interactive. Kindly, yeah. So very good reply has come that one should not judge others immediately. Yeah, very correct. Exactly. What about others? Akshay, Mahendra, Rahul, Sandesh. Okay. So we should understand nature. Yeah, correct. That is also important thing to understand. Correct. So, along with all these things which you both shared, one more lesson which we can derive from this story is that many times what happens, we keep on learning big things, like throughout our engineering, throughout our school days, we keep on learning very big things, ki electronics, mechanical, and all those things. You all must be like passed out from different streams of science. So in in the process of learning these big things, many times we leave small but very important things in our life, very essential things in our life. Now just imagine that scientist case, he knew Instagram, he knew iPhone, he knew NASA, he knew everything, not everything but many of these things. But was any of these things relevant to him when when he is in the boat, when he is on the river? No, right? When he is in the river, he should at least, basic thing is that he should first know how to swim, right? So similarly, when we are living in this world, it is very good that we have knowledge of big things, and we know a lot of technical things. But if we don't know about ourselves, if you don't know about this world, if you don't know about life, what is there beyond, if you don't know all these basic things, then in our big crisis in our life, we will fall short of capability to deal with such situations, right? So it is very important to have basic knowledge about our world also, and that we are going to learn here in our this course. We are going to learn about things which we are generally not taught at other forums. So that's why it is very important that we all very nicely get to learn all these things. Okay, so that was why that is the importance of attending such courses, where we come to know about the reality about world. And I'm definitely sure that after you attend this whole course, you will have a very profound knowledge about the reality and this world around you. You will have very fine tuned perspective to see everything, all the situations in your life. Now, see what I said, that there are 90% of people who don't know, who don't want to inquire about the world and everything. So out of these 90% people, there is a big majority of people who have this conception about this world that uh, science can explain everything, right? The science and technology which we have learned in our school and colleges, that is sufficient to explain everything. There is no need to go beyond that, try to understand beyond that. So that is one category. Then there is another category which feels that we should be very spiritual in our life. We should be very religious. We should worship God. We should worship different higher beings and nature. We should worship all that. So we should be very spiritual in our life. So these are the two kind of people. So one kind of people we can call them as spiritual minded people, and the another kind of people we can call them that they are they think that science is only everything. But if we think deeply, then we'll come to know, we'll come to this understanding that actually neither science is complete, it cannot completely explain everything, nor can spirituality explain everything. Just blindly following the rituals of spirituality can explain everything. So, and there is one more opinion amongst people that science and spirituality are opposite of each other. They both are contradicting each other. But it's not the fact. Actually, science and spirituality, they complement each other. Complement, you know what is the meaning of complement? Complement means if we bring both of them together, then we will have the complete understanding of this whole world. So that's why we are keeping this, that's why we are having this course, spiritual science. Here all of you who all are attending this course, you will neither be like, you will be scientist also, like scientific minded also, and you will be spiritual minded also. But one more thing will be added in your life, that will be spiritual. You will become spiritual scientist. Means you will not just blindly accept things, but you will reasonably accept things. So, as I said, that there are two mentalities. One is that people think that science can only explain everything. So, I'll tell you one very short story about what is the fault with this understanding. You all must have heard this phrase, na, कि कुएं का मेंढक, frog of a well. So, this story is related to that. That once there was a frog who used to live in ocean, and he had a friend of his. Acha, one more thing. See, I'm unable to see all of you, so I'm assuming that my voice and everything is going on clearly. But in case in between there is some disturbance, then please write in the chat box that there is some disturbance so that I can come to know, so that I can accordingly adjust. So there was this frog who was from the big ocean, and he once came to meet his friend who used to live in a small well. So this frog of the well, he asked the frog from the ocean. Suppose we call that frog from the ocean as ocean frog, and the person who is and the frog who was from the well, let's call that frog as well frog. So once what happened, this ocean frog, he came and met his friend well frog, and he tried to explain him how the ocean is. He asked that where you stay, and he started to explain how the ocean is. So when the ocean frog was explaining to the well frog about the ocean, then well frog was very mesmerized that wow, this the place where he lives is very nice. So he started to comprehend. वो अपना बुद्धि लगाने लग गया. वो जो वेल वाला फ्रॉग था वो सोचने लग गया कि कितना बड़ा है इसका, ये मेरा जो वेल है इसका डबल होगा ज्यादा से ज्यादा, उससे बड़ा तो हो नहीं सकता. तो वो बोला कि मेरे वेल, अपनी इस वेल का डबल है क्या वो साइज ओशियन. सो द ओशियन फ्रॉग सेड नो नो नो, दिस वेल इज नथिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ दैट ओशियन. तो देन दैट वेल फ्रॉग सेड कि अच्छा ठीक है, डबल नहीं होगा, ज्यादा से ज्यादा 10 टाइम्स होगा. 10 टाइम्स है क्या इस वेल का ओशियन. सो ही सेड नो, नॉट इवन 10 टाइम्स, इट्स वेरी बिग. So then this well frog, he started. You must be aware that these frogs have something like this, like some balloon-like structure they have in their mouths. Whenever they make that voice, their sound, they use that. Getting ना वैसा रहता है. How many are able to get this? What I'm trying to say. Getting ना, right? What about others? Okay, right. So, so that they have that structure. So he started inflating that structure. He started expanding that structure, and he said, "कि ठीक है, इतना बड़ा है क्या? इतना बड़ा है क्या? Okay, इतना बड़ा है क्या?" And he was saying, "No, you cannot compare." So then he started expanding more and more. And what happened after some time? His mouth got burst and he died. That well frog died. So similarly, just like we try to this whole this ocean, we cannot compare with some small well. So now you just imagine we have this some grams of our brain, and we all know that our earth is one of the planets of the solar system. Like that, there are millions of solar system, millions of stars. We don't even till now have a proper count how many stars, how many galaxies are there. There are millions of galaxies in this universe. So if we compare our own self to the universe, we are nothing. We are not even a dot in the universe, right? We should not take it on our ego that wow ye kya bol rahe hain snail sir, we are not even a dot. But if we practically think, we are nothing in front of the whole universe. There are so many galaxies, and now scientists also say that whatever universe we see, that is only some small percentage. Majority percentage is dark, just dark matter, which we can't see. So with our small little bit of experimentation and everything, how can we claim that we know everything in this universe, right? There are many phenomena even in our earth planet which we cannot explain through science. What to speak of phenomena even our day-to-day life. If I explain to you, suppose Mahendra is there. If I ask Mahendra, if suppose Mahendra goes to some party and he meets some very nice big person from some company, and he comes and tell me कि स्नेहिल सर मैं उन बड़े आदमी से मिलकर आया, कोई तो सपोज टाटा कंपनी में काम करता है कोई सपोज. तो if I ask him that how was that person, so if he's a purely scientific person, that I will use only science in my discussions. I will anything beyond science is useless. So if he has to describe me that person, that using only scientific terms, what max he can say? He can tell me the centimeter height of that person in centimeters or like feet, inches, or he can tell me the weight of that person. Can he tell me about the uh, personality of that person? Can he tell me the ethics that that person follows? Can he tell me the experience what he got meeting that person? Can he tell me the nature of that person? We can't fit all these things into scientific terms. Just our so-called physics, physical terms, and all those things. These things we cannot fit there. This doesn't mean to say that science is not of use. Science has a big use now. Like I'm able to give you this class on Zoom. So this Zoom technology and everything, computer, this has been developed by science only. So science is very good. It's very practical. But when does problem happen? Problem happens when we start thinking that science, the limited science which we know, that only can explain everything. So that is the problem. Now, ठीक है, अभी साइंस के बारे में ऐसा बोला, so that means we should all start following spirituality, right? No, that's not like that also. There are many people who just blindly put faith in religion. So even that is also wrong. I'll tell you one more short story on that. This very funny story. What happened? Okay, see, this meeting now, it's going to just end in 10 minutes. So I'm disconnecting now. So I request all of you to kindly rejoin the meeting because 40 minutes time limit is getting over. So please rejoin the meeting. I'm reconnecting now. Then we'll start that new story which I was going to discuss.